When it comes to electrification of their fleet, BMW reminds me of my favorite hockey team, which is Detroit Red Wings. I'm rooting for them, I really am, but they're just so bad at it right now. Let's talk about where BMW is at right now with electric cars, what they've done so far, what they have in their plans, and most importantly, why is it that they're kind of falling behind Mercedes and Audi and Tesla, their rivals, yet while having a pretty healthy brand and a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars. All of this is coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and click on that subscribe button so that way you don't miss anything moving forward. I think it just sounded German a little bit. That's okay. Especially for this segment, I think sounding German is not that bad. All right, let's talk about BMW. As you know, and this is their concept car that's going to be coming out in the future. But what they got right now is BMW i3, and I think you guys know how I feel about this car. Yes, it was great for them to come out and have this car back in the day, right, where there weren't that many cars. Uh, but the way it looks, obviously, to me, I absolutely hate it. It looks to me like a compliance car. The range was very limited. I just did a video about the best plug-in hybrid cars to buy in 2019, and with their range extender, it does make a great hybrid, plug-in hybrid car. But as far as an electric car, even with them increasing the range just a bit recently, to me at this point it is a failure. And the most importantly, they haven't really done anything with it, right? They haven't built a newer version of this car with a range over 200 miles, and that's what's kind of expected now. They haven't come up with a second car that would be fully electric that would maybe build on top of what they already got going on. So a lot of the sales of this car are pretty average still, and they have to put a lot of discounts, up to $10,000 in discounts on top of the incentives that they kind of put on there just to get rid of these cars. And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people who absolutely love it. I absolutely love this car, but as far as specs and progress is concerned, you have to admit that this has not gone as probably as planned. Now, what do they have coming up? And there are a few exciting projects, and then we also talk about why they're being so slow and kind of outplayed by Audi, with their e-tron, and Mercedes with their EQC, and of course, Tesla with all of their cars. Before that, I just want to remind you guys that this show and this channel is sponsored by Climate Exchange. Only a few days away from their raffle, they're raffling off 3 brand new Teslas. Only 4,000 tickets will be sold, so your chances are pretty good. There's a link to the purchase page. It's $250 per ticket in the description of this video. And even if you don't win, you will essentially be contributing to a non-profit organization that's moving us forward to a low-carbon economy. And I think that's why we're all here. So thank you to Climate Exchange for sponsoring. But back to BMW. And their next project is the BMW iX3. Now, this is going to be all-electric X3. Which is great. Again, I like the way it looks. I think a lot of people do. If they can pull it off and have it, sport a full electric powertrain and a battery with over 200-mile range, I think they're going to be good. They're good to go. It's within, a year still. And I don't know, they're not even generating that much excitement about it. They have been generating excitement about the concept that they have for the i4. We don't really know. I mean, they're kind of targeting 21, 22, but they keep moving the deadline, the milestone, or whatever you want to call it. And a great looking car. Again, I think their designs are within their brand sort of standards and stuff like that. So I like their future design. It's just, besides this cool graphics, there's really not that much to show. Now, of course, we talked about the iNext, and I did report on that as they kind of flew this car around the world when they did a premiere in September. I think it was once again at the LA Auto Show. I didn't even bother going there because, to be honest with you, I don't like the way it looks that much, and I call this monkey butt that they have up front. because it is what it is. If you watch Animal Planet, you know what I'm talking about. But also the way it is inside, it looks like kind of an IKEA, showroom. I don't think that's what BMW drivers and people who are buying BMWs are looking for. I think people are still looking for luxury rather than modern, simple design. I think that it is the competitive advantage. Let's say Audi has, and that's why I'm going with the e-tron most likely. One of many reasons, but because it's a really luxury interior. So I don't think they really get it, like where this should be going. And but let's talk about why they are so behind. Why don't they get it? Why they're not there with Audi and Mercedes announcing these cars that are coming out within a year or so? And there are a couple of things that I can come up with. And by the way, they have invested billions of dollars into their, electrified factories, in their supply chain for the batteries and the supplier contracts and stuff like that. So they are investing the money. Now, I have two reasons that I think why this is not happening. One is talent, right? Basically, you have to have engineers and designers and everybody else who can design the batteries, design the car, design the powertrain. It's not that simple, right? This is a whole new animal for all of these legacy manufacturers. And as you know, the BMW i3 team that was there kind of left. They felt like they were kind of almost out. They were a black sheep in the family, and they were left. A lot of them ended up in companies like Byton, right? They said, you know what? We're going to form our own company and do what we see fit, rather than consistently fighting with our legacy brand that just doesn't get it. And that's my second guess. My second guess is that BMW maybe has the most conservative executives that don't want to move the brand into the future. They kind of set in their own ways, and the people who are trying to push these programs like they are in Mercedes and Audi and so forth either don't have as loud of the voice, maybe don't have enough respect, maybe don't have enough alliances on the board of directors or again in top management. And that's why this whole program is really not looking very serious right now, and definitely looking like it's in the very distant future for BMW. I think what needs to change is what's changed in many other companies. They either need to create sort of electric car czar and put them in charge of electrifying the fleet and saying, hey, that guy is in charge of our future. Let's go with whatever they're doing over there. Or the CEO of the company needs to be out, just kicked out, and have somebody new with a better future, maybe coming from a smaller brand, from an electric car brand like Tesla, or other brands that believe in electric, had some success with electric cars. I think that's what needs to change at this point in BMW from the top. At this point, it doesn't seem like there's kind of electric car movement soldiers are making any impact. So that's what my opinion is. Of course, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to Bob, my new Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting me as an independent and full-time YouTuber. And of course, you get a perk, quite a few actually, but one of them is obviously watching me do this live, and I hope you enjoy that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to your feedback about BMW and what else can change. Yeah, go ahead and put it in the comment section. Looking forward to that. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.